Your tissues speak through internal vibrations you cannot hear. Cells are not just passive material, they are complex, microscopic transducers capable of extreme sensitivity. Imagine your body like a massive seismograph constantly mapping its own environment. Not for earthquakes, but for subtle shifts in metabolic rhythm or deep tissue strain. When micropressure hits the extracellular matrix, it's instantly converted into an electrochemical signal through cellular mechanotransduction. This is somatic sympathetic coupling at work. It means your body can internally sense minute changes and maintain a systemic coherence that operates far deeper than anything conscious awareness allows. The body is already an ultrasensitive sensor array. We just haven't noticed it listening. Imagine your skin not just touching, but vibrating at the frequency of distant tectonic shifts. That's what happens when cells mechanically sense strain. It converts that subtle physical pressure into electrical signals without any sound or nerve input. This process, called cellular mechanotransduction, shows how our tissues are constantly reading microvibrations and internal energetic states. More profoundly, some biological systems might be entrained to specific resonance frequencies. It's like a tuning fork vibrating in perfect sync with the natural rhythm of your organs, allowing for deeper self-awareness than simple metrics can ever capture. It's not just that our skin can feel pressure. Your body is fundamentally listening in ways we never imagined. Imagine every cell acting like an incredibly sensitive seismograph, picking up vibrations far too subtle for human hearing. When tissue experiences microstrain or tiny internal movements, it generates electrochemical data, a language of stress and rhythm translated directly from physical force to electrical signal. This mechanism is called cellular mechanotransduction. It means your tissues are constantly mapping the energetic state of your system without needing a sensor, which implies something nobody expected for how deeply we define self-awareness or even internal tension. Imagine your body isn't just a chemical machine, but is acting like the most sensitive piece of natural material ever built, constantly measuring microshifts in its own structure. Think about how specialized geological stress sensors read tectonic plate movements. Your tissue does something similar with subtle biovibrations or pressure changes at the cellular level. This ability for physical strain to translate into electrical signals is called mechanotransduction. It means our cells are inherently built to sense incredibly faint energetic shifts, effectively reading an internal hum of coherence. Some skeptical researchers argue this sensitivity is exaggerated noise in complex biological systems. But if these rhythms govern mitochondrial efficiency and systemic timing, what else could they be tuning? Imagine your body isn't just tissue. It's a massive array of tiny sensors. Think of cellular membranes like extremely fine-tuning forks constantly listening to everything around them. They don't hear sound waves, they feel strain. When the extracellular matrix experiences even microscopic shifts in pressure or vibration, like tectonic plates under an ocean, the receptor fires. This is mechanotransduction at work. Physical load becomes electrochemical language. But here, where it gets wild. If these cellular signals are matching a specific inherent biological rhythm, this subtle resonance entrainment isn't just passive sensing. It implies the body can actually tune into energetic states we haven't even named yet. What happens when that tuning is perfect? That shifts everything. We have always thought that subjective shifts in consciousness are something generated internally by a complex filtering system. But what if the primary receivers aren't your nerves at all? What if your own tissue is acting as an incredibly refined transducer, reading subtle energetic data without ever needing sound waves? Think of it not like listening to music through headphones, but rather having deep internal gyroscopes sensing minuscule shifts in gravitational or systemic pressure. This process we call cellular mechanotransduction translates physical strain into electrical signatures. It bypasses the auditory input entirely. If our bodies are constantly reading an invisible biovibratory blueprint from their environment and themselves, then where does true self-awareness actually originate? The verdict isn't about finding external signals. It's accepting that your body is already a masterpiece of highly tuned receivers. Think of cellular structure less like rigid material and more like an impossibly delicate seismograph, constantly picking up the quietest shifts in pressure or strain, the inner hum of systemic change. This process is known as somatic sympathetic coupling. What this means for you is simple. Start paying micro-attention to your subtle internal feedback loops. When things feel subtly off, that's not random anxiety. It might be your tissue matrix alerting you to a shift in coherence. Listen past the noise and trust the signal. The full research archive is at jmthomasofficial.com. Stop searching for external signs of your inner state. The truth is far more localized than we ever suspected. Your own cells are sophisticated vibration readers. They constantly transduce tiny physical stresses into biological data. Think of your body less like a radio receiver and more like an incredibly delicate seismograph registering the Earth's subtle hum. Instead of looking for big energetic shifts externally, start listening to that microscopic feedback loop inside you, the tension in your fascia, or the slightest change in metabolic rhythm. This somatic resonance is nature's self-diagnostic system providing real-time metacognition. Trust the quiet data stream. The full research archive is at jmthomasofficial.com.